Hey everyone, it's BlueLizardJello, and welcome back to Dark Souls: The Daughters of Ash mod. Ooh, we are getting close to what I perceive to be the finale, at least for now. We're going to talk more about that in the comments below. We've already started that discussion, but here I am in the catacombs, the bone chimney, and something just happened, and I have to apologize. I didn't get this on camera because, frankly, I had absolutely no idea that it was about to happen. But why don't I run down to the Tomb of Giants, or the Undercrypt, and then I'll talk a little bit more about what took place, because that was a bit of a surprise. You see, I made it down here a while ago. We made it past Pinwheel. It was an interesting nuance to the fight. And instead of lighting this here bonfire, I decided to leave it because I wanted to be able to homeward bone back up. Well, this time I ran down. I thought, hey, why don't I get prepared for today's video and get all the way down here, light the bonfire, and that way I don't have to make the run back on camera. Well, this right here exploded. It says light bonfire. I attempted to light the bonfire and then I died. I don't know if it's going to happen again. I don't know what caused it to happen the first time around. I'm trying to see if there's some sort of difference here. I'm tempted to try lighting it now. I wonder if it's a one-time thing. It's not a very far run back. We're going to give it a go. At least you know I wasn't lying. And now I know. The question is, does this bonfire actually look any different from the correct bonfire? So this is actually a bonfire mimic, so I have to take my hat off to Grimrukh. The one thing that the Dark Souls community simultaneously begged FromSoft to do and also begged them not to do has now been done, the bonfire mimic. I don't know if the model is any different. I'm going to have to pay really close attention to, hopefully, when I find an actual bonfire here coming up. Alright, so I'm going to drop down to get that item. I do have my skull lantern equipped, which is excellent. Let's see what kind of damage I do against these big guys now. Oh my goodness, I'm one-shotting. And I am very, very much okay with that. The Tomb of Giants is not exactly the easiest place to navigate, so having the damage here to take these guys out this quickly is very, very much okay in my book. Alright, so there is the ladder, of course, to get kind of back up to that crypt. Alright, let's... Oop, careful now. Just going to try and make sure I don't miss any item, if at all possible. And that's my third iron crossbow. What is going on with the... I see another bonfire. Uh-oh. I see another bonfire. Right, can I? Yes, I can. I can drop down here. Looks like we got another big guy. Deal with him. Hopefully the lighting isn't too bad. I mean, he's definitely increased the lighting pretty significantly, and I'll be using the skull lantern whenever need be. Right, there we go. Ah, fire hand axe and a magic hand axe. I kind of like that. Give me those different two-handed options. Okay. Now, of course, we could just run right back around. Nice little shortcut there. Alright, let's continue. You know what? Ah, that would have been a cool feature. That would have been really fun if you could have actually maybe destroyed those bonfires that are mimics. Now, let's see. What kind of damage do I do one-handed? Because I would like to hold this out as much as possible, because I know that even with the increase, it is still pretty dark. Oh, you know what? Am I really that dense? Do the actual bonfires just have a tiny flicker of flame? Yeah, I could still one-shot with a good R2. that actually might be the case. There's that item down there. I kind of want to go to that bonfire, because to me, there's something about that that screams that it's a real bonfire. So can I make that jump? I'm kind of thinking that I have to turn DS Fix off if I'm going to make... That's a screenshot that I just took. By the way, someone in the comments below had talked about how, and maybe I misunderstood the nature of the comment, it sounded, I guess, as if I was trying to put DS Fix in a bad light. Absolutely, positively not. I think DS Fix is the greatest thing that has happened to the Dark Souls 1 port. It is. Look at this. Why is it that so many years later, and I'm still realizing just how terribly I am, or how terrible I am at observing. Yeah, there's a flicker of flame with a real bonfire, so if it's completely dark, that's a mimic. We will certainly be on the lookout for those. But at any rate, someone, and again, maybe I misunderstood the nature of the comment, but it sounded as if you thought I was trying to put it down. And no, I think Durante and his team did an absolutely phenomenal work. In fact, I think they did such a great job that, if you haven't heard, they are actually starting their own porting company, I should say. So in other words, when a I'll talk about this in a second. When a developer wants to port their game either to console or from console, often they'll hire these studios to help them port that to make it a lot easier. And Durante, who is the creator of DS Fix, is actually starting his own port company, which, considering how well he did with DS Fix, I'm extremely excited about that. So we have, let's talk about this. We have a giant. I can't tell, there may be some skeletons, I'm not entirely sure, but he's actually looking over a blacksmith. So they're really putting a strong connection, not that there wasn't already, but a strong connection between giants and blacksmiths, and I just think that's a really cool idea. Wow, almost gonna just two-shot you. In fact, with an R2, I probably will two-shot you. Yep. Also, I still haven't turned in the 2 embers that I've gotten most recently. Titanite chunk. The Ulasil Ember and the Crystal Ember. Now I got a white Titanite slab. Yeah, so he must have, that giant presumably has taken care of that skeleton for us. Well, very cool. So we've gotten a bonfire, we've gotten a slab already. Not too terrible for a trip down into the Tomb of Giants. Not to mention, it definitely feels like this is meant to be a bit of an earlier area when I consider just how powerful I am here. Ooh. That was an interesting light source that just appeared. Ah, right. So, if you didn't know, in the Tomb of Giants, and this happens in vanilla as well, if you don't have a light source, obviously it's very hard to navigate, but you also don't get these little markers. But if you have a light source, whether it's the Sunlight Maggot, Cast Light, or the Skull Lantern, you do have these almost like glowing prism stones in the wall to help guide your way, which is pretty useful. Ah, there's our good friend, Patches. I hear the Skeledogs. Where are you? Kind of sounded like you were nearby. I will be doing the Patches encounter just because it seems fitting. Not really sure if he's changed anything. We missed him in the catacombs. Did miss him in the catacombs. I don't really need him for a merchant as far as I can tell. Don't really have any reason to... Oh gosh, did he put skeleton dogs down in the Patches encounter? I don't really have any reason to go through his dialogue option because that doesn't change the encounter. Wouldn't that be great if you actually changed it though, so that the loot down there was worth it? So what are we gonna have? Are we gonna have the big bone pillars, or are we just gonna have skeleton dogs? Alright, thank you, Patches. I don't know. I do see a crystal lizard. Oh, okay, there's Rhea's cronies there. Oh, wait, what? The pale eye orb. We just got the pale eye orb. We've actually heard about that before. We heard about that when we investigated that one sarcophagus, wasn't it? The pale eye orb. I guess that's probably a consumable just like the black eye orb. Or maybe not? Unless I've already gone past it. Let's see, is it a key item? There it is. Lifeless stone stolen from a tomb. Lump of pale lifeless rock, not unlike the strange orbs created by Sen to peer between worlds, or the legendary forge bonds she once wore. Her pale forge servants are particularly attached to its safekeeping. Its mournful eye is glassed over as though awaiting a sight worth remembering. Many relics are worth more than they appear, but thieves should be wary of those who may miss them. Okay, so I guess I'm kind of assuming that it's going to quiver whenever I can use it. Alright, so there's Rhea. Probably going to go for the parries. You know, I don't even need the parries. Let's just have him run right into this. That works. Yeah, you're gonna heal. And, oh, I was actually trying to go for a nice jump attack there. Well. So long. Is it Vincent Nico, I believe?
You banish those pit pains.
Ah, 2 sunlight elixirs. Excellent. Yeah, Vincent Nico. Alright, great. So we'll be able to access Rhea hopefully later on up in the parish, but we do have to be a little bit leery of Petrus. Petrus is still alive. I haven't killed him. So we will have to deal with him before he kills her in the parish. Oh, the range on the greatsword is making these guys just so much easier to deal with. Also, getting some white chunks wouldn't be the worst thing either. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. I do want to run up and try and get that crystal lizard, if it hasn't left already. Also, I haven't even talked about last episode. Last episode, we ran through the crystal cave. We went to where we would have been able to... Yeah, the crystal lizard's already left. Where we should have been able to take on Seath, but he was already dead. And frankly, several of you pointed out that I had already talked about what most likely happened, and I just didn't connect the dots. We freed Havel from the cell in the archives. He then just started walking with quite a purpose, and then he disappeared because we went off and we had to do some other things. But all of a sudden, I find that Seath has been killed. We find his Moonlight Greatsword, the Primordial Crystal has been destroyed, and we get the Shard of the Bequeathed Lord's Soul. So it does stand to reason. Thorland Talisman. Okay, that makes sense, given that Rhea and her compatriots are from Thorland. But it would stand to reason that our good friend Seath... Seath was killed by Havel. And then you all told me that I will find him again if I go to Place of Dragons, which I'm guessing is Ash Lake with the Ancient Dragon.
Oh, you, well, these, you and...
And yes. No, let's not forgive him, actually.
For heaven's... You're still a...
Get the miracle replenishment by not forgiving him this time, instead of a humanity. Very cool. Very cool. Alright. So here's our first bone doggy. I'm just gonna go for... Oh. Good. I can kill him in one shot, especially with that running R1, which does give just so much leverage over a lot of these enemies. Are you really not gonna come alive? Or are you just waiting for me to walk past? Also, a few of you have talked about the Black Knights and how they definitely seem to be missing, and I have to agree. Still, the only one that I have seen is the one that I saw out in the distance when I first stepped foot into the Demon Ruins. And... excellent. Good, good, good. And you're right. I mean, they haven't been anywhere. Nowhere where I've normally seen a Black Knight has there been a Black Knight. So that is going to be something interesting to consider as we go forward. Blessed Hunter Shield. So what kind of shield is this? It looks like the large leather shield. But where is it? Ah, there it is. Large leather covered round shield. Yep, so not a lot of information there. Seems to be the same, but it is blessed. Which is kind of nice. Anything else hiding here? Showing me that I could drop down, but I could also just drop down right here. Not even drop down, just walk down, a lot safer. And let's see what kind of horrors are going to await me. Definitely worth it. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Also, Nito is awake because we rang both bells. I don't know what that's going to do in terms of changing the mechanics either of that fight. Also, that is normally the coveted silver serpent ring. What is that going to be this time around? I don't want to be blindsided here. I do want to kill this guy nice and quickly. Just kind of clearing the area. And you can actually make this jump to get it. I wonder if I should try that instead of making the jump from above. The only problem is if you miss, you're not exactly where you want to be. Nope. Not lighting it. Not lighting it. Notice there are no flames whatsoever. Yeah, that's a mimic. Yeah. Fool me once. Shame on me. Fool me twice. It's still shame on me. It's always just shame on me. Lost cleric. Oh, so many cleric items down here. I like that. Even that blessed shield really is considered a cleric item at this point. Alright, why don't we give this a shot? I've seen speedrunners do this once or twice. Uh-oh. Apparently once or twice is not enough. Well then, let's do some real quick backtracking. I do want to drop down to that item, knowing full well that most likely I'm going to be surrounded by the bone pillars, but that's fine. I always forget where it is you drop down. It should be right here, right? Oh. Is that just the bone rolling around? Oh, and just a doomed thief. Ha, that's actually kind of fitting. Even the one-handed R2 kills them in one hit. Yeah, 15 greatsword. Doing its job. Now you can imagine if I was actually investing in some dexterity what this could be doing. Perfect, great. Oh, Paladin Leroy. I wonder if he's still an encounter because I am not human. Whoa, that's quite the hard get right there. Possibly. Whoa. What? Finally a new ring. I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten a new ring. What is the Allfather's ring? It boosts miracle power and attunement. A divine ring entrusted to the head bishop of the Way of White and apostle to Allfather Lloyd, uncle to Lord Gwyn. It grants additional attunement slots and boosts miracle power. The head bishop of the Way of White is the guardian of law and caste and one of the great royals of Thorland. Who's the head bishop of the Way of White? It's not Petrus. He's just a Way of White member. It's not Rhea. Do we know who the head bishop is? Interesting. Well, that's awesome. I'm really, really glad we came up this way. That's really cool. I'm excited about that. That's a nice little lore piece here. Just trying to... I see the doggy up above. Anything else we need to concern ourselves with before we start descending? This has been a rather fruitful trip through the Tomb of Giants. Probably one of the easier times I've had. Well, I guess we should probably go up there and deal with him, huh? Just in case there's anything else we may have missed. No, I don't believe so. No, okay, let's keep pushing forward. Drawing ever closer to Nito. Yeah, this is a bit of a shame. I don't even have any humanity left. How depressing is that? I really need to be going off camera and farming some of the rats so I can stay human more often. I was doing well for a while, and then I just ended up using way too many humanities. That's okay. If there is an encounter here still with Paladin Leroy, I can come back. I see another bonfire at the end. Yeah. Not gonna buy it. I can already see that there are no... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this one is real. Ah. Okay, I acted a little bit too confident there, I understand. But at any rate, because of one of the patches to the mod, you don't necessarily have to be... Or you have to be human still, but you don't have to leave the boss alive in order to encounter all of the invasions, which I really appreciate that. Really quiet here. And normally this is already quiet. There's just some bone pillars that will appear, but I'm... Okay, so they are still here. I was wondering when I was going to see some of those. And another one. These are some of the creepiest enemies in Dark Souls. I truly believe that. They are just kind of the things of nightmares. The Ritual Grotto. Now, actually, isn't there an illusory wall somewhere? Am I wrong? Why do I believe that there's an illusory wall? Man, my memory of Dark Souls 1 is just... I really should go watch my own videos, and that's not even me being facetious anymore. There's so much I've forgotten. Also, I don't see any of the... Oh. Speaking of Black Knights, I don't see any of the Pinwheel Servants, but we just got a second piece of the Black Knight armor set. Also, I'm going to pay attention to this. By the way, Grimrukh did say that the increase in the attack rating with heavy gauntlets is actually a bug, but at this point he's really considering just leaving them in because so many people are enjoying that buff, although it's a pretty substantial damage increase. Okay, Black Iron Gauntlets are 9.2. Black Knight are only 6. Those do not offer the heavy gauntlet bonus, though. Okay, so not worth it, but Gauntlets of the Black Knights, most loyal of the Silver Knights of Anor Londo. Alright, and this says the same thing. Yet if the legends are true, armor forged by Sen should not tarnish so easily. So what happened to the Black Knights? It's not here, right? No, I swear there's an illusory wall. What happened to the Black Knights? And at the same time, why are they just dropping their bits of armor here and there? Couple of white Titanite chunks. Oop. Did I just see something over here? Maybe it was my own little eye above my helmet thing. I'm gonna run around, make sure I don't miss anything. You know, I'm just thinking about this now. I wish I had a blessed weapon. I should have made a blessed weapon. Because if Nito still has his respawning skeletons, that would have made very quick work. I don't think I'm going to struggle too much just based on the fact that my weapon is doing so much damage. But I guess we'll see. Don't forget to drop down here. They don't even have the little creepy baby skeleton things. Soul of a Dark Wraith and a Voltaic Partisan. Well, I think that's about it. I don't see any more loot. Shouldn't be anything more hidden. Nope, it's Nito time. I'm really disappointed that I'm not human, but I guess it is what it is. What do I have for buffs that I could use? I do still need to play more with the runes, but at this point, I don't have a runic weapon equipped. Gold pine resin? We have lots of gold pine resin. Yep, I think it's time. So I think we will pop a green blossom, and down we go. That doesn't... Oh. It looked like Mantis for a while. I started to panic. I was like, really? Am I gonna fight Mantis again? Oh. I don't know why I missed that. Oh, look at that damage. That's just silly. And again. I'm gonna get hit here. That's hopefully okay. Because I'm just gonna do a jump attack for the win. I didn't win. There we go. Wow, that went really, really quickly. Easily the fastest Nito fight I've ever had. The Death Soul. Wicked Nito has been punished. Humanity, Homeward Bone. Oh, that was interesting. Is that a normal occurrence? So is he actually still in his coffin and that was the wicked version of him? Anything hiding in here, by the way? No? Well, I'm sorry I kind of made that fight pretty trivial. And also, there was no skeletons. There were no skeletons at all. Touch the dead bonfire. Let's take a look at his soul. Oh, I guess maybe it's a key item? It is. Gravelord Nito and his descendants administered the death of all manner of beings. The power of his soul is so great that it satiates the Lord Vessel despite the fact that much of its energy has already been offered to death. Interesting. Why did it just put me here? Has something changed? Or is it just returning me that way if you didn't have the Lord Vessel? No, because you could have just homeward boned out. I feel like there's a reason it brought me back here. Am I supposed to backtrack for some reason? Does the game want me to run back through this section? I don't really know why. But if that's what I'm supposed to do, that's what I'll do. Well, I think this is another great opportunity for me to allow you to share what you think and what you know. If there's a reason I'm supposed to still be here, in the Ritual Grotto or in the Burial Chambers, let me know. Let me know. I think I will wait for your answers here. But that is going to do it for this episode of Dark Souls, The Daughters of Ashmod. That was a really fun run through the Tomb of Giants and the Nito encounter. Somewhat trivialized based on all of the damage boosting items that I have, including a plus 15 greatsword. But still fun nonetheless. So I think next time we do have a couple of things we need to consider. Number one, we still need to fight the Four Kings, but we don't have the key to the seal yet. And I still don't want to kill Ingward, but I think now that I have the Lord Vessel, that is something that I should be able to avoid. But also, we have to go track down Havel, who is most likely down in Ash Lake, and then I think it's down to the Demon Ruins. But let me know what you think. Also, did I miss anything? And if I did, please let me know, because for some reason I am really getting this nagging feeling that I am still missing something, and possibly even an illusory wall. But we'll figure that out together. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Hope you're still enjoying, and I will see you next time.